And then I sit down.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Celeste and I am the co-founder of State of Fluidity, a yoga Pilates studio here in Kota Kinabalu.
Hi, I'm Bree, and I'm the founder of Moments and Glimmers and Echoes of Creation.
My name is Cheryl, and I am from Elron Consulting Services. What we do is we facilitate and support businesses that wish to explore new markets globally.
Hi, I'm Cassie. I'm the Senior Sales and Marketing Manager at Sri Pelancongan Sabah. Under us, we have 3 brands, which is Hello Sabah Events, Hello Sabah Media, and also Kadai Pool. I also currently serve as the chairperson of the IPRM Sabah chapter.
Hi, I'm Eliza Go. It's really good to be here today, and I'm the founder of Zara's Boutique Hotel.
Balance. Balance means right now in my life is equal parts of different elements of life, like stress, hard work, grinding, relaxing. I feel like every day I try to strike a balance in all parts that I listed before, because I feel like it's important to have like the yin and the yang in my life. Same with whether it's a healthy lifestyle or maybe there is a few guilty pleasures here and there. I feel like striking a balance within that is quite important for my nervous system. So, yeah.
Okay, balance. Well, I dare say, I'm proud to say I'm a career-driven person. I love to work, okay? I also am a mother, and I equally love to be a mother. Sometimes there's always this big question mark about how do you balance this, right? It's not just work or motherhood, but social life and anything else that's intertwined. And I think at the end of the day, at this stage of life, it's all about what really makes you happy, what gives you purpose, what makes you say, yes, I want to do it without hesitation. And if I feel hesitant about something, like if I don't feel up to it, I'm just honest and say, nah, it's okay, rain check next time, you know. But of course there are exclusions where there are times where you make way, right? But there's reason for it. So now balance to me is about being purposeful when I do something, when it takes up my time especially. Yeah.
Being a woman means you don't have work-life balance. Okay. To be truthful with you, I don't think I have balance. I feel like when I want to work, I'll work for maybe a week straight, and then when I can't take it anymore, I'm like, okay, it's time to relax. So maybe that's balance. When I knowing the limit, maybe that's balance. Okay, can accept? Okay.
Balance to me is simplicity. I don't like to complicate things. I like to create an open space with fresh ideas, fresh, innovation. So with balance, it has to be a little bit of everything.
I guess behind the scenes, people don't really see the true struggles, the amount of failure for that matter, the amount of mistakes. You don't want to admit, you don't feel like you want to do it, but I think that's what sets us free, right? And gives us more liberation when we fail at something, when we admit and we take ownership of it. It's easier to move on and easier to improve rather than try to build this perfect image like, oh, I've got everything together, I think that's probably one misconception that I just have it as it is.
They may look at the way I behave, the way I present myself, the way I speak, but the behind the scenes, they don't know about being underestimated, not being part of the table or the space. For me, I believe it's not about asking permission. It's about conviction, about showing up, and basically just be yourself.
I'll give you an example. So let's say I arrive, let's say we're talking about like wedding. I'll arrive at the bride's house. The first thing I get asked is, oh, kau makeup artist ka? If I can do makeup, man, I would be so proud of myself. A makeup artist, my job is so hard. So, but getting into answering the question, it gets me feeling defensive. So I feel like one thing that I feel people, a lot of misinterpretations, I feel, is thinking that a girl can only do things related to her looks.
I think most people feel that because I had a corporate background, that it was quite easy or seamless to transition into this entrepreneurship world. Things are definitely not like what it is when you work in the corporate world. It's very different. It was very, very challenging. You have to be extremely agile, and every day is a different day. There is no structure, you have to create the structure, so discipline is on another level. So yeah, I would say the biggest misconception is that the transition was seamless or easy, but it was actually really, really tough.
I'm very proud to say that in Sabah now, or in Malaysia even, that Asian women, particularly like in Singapore, women are actually not even talking about breaking the glass ceiling anymore, because we are now naturally, we feel that we are equal anyway. As long as you work hard, I don't see that the man is a threat, and I think they are my friends. You know, they're all my friends, and I never look at them as a threat, because to me, both have to exist. Women and men have to coexist. Even though I confess that I do. I did actually practice what you call positive discrimination by only employing women in my hotel. Because when I started the hotel, I wanted it to be an all 100% women hotel for all these ladies that come from the rural area. So I felt that they are already intimidated coming to the city. They are already very shy. So they will feel intimidated and shy, and then they won't shine. So I gave them an environment where they are very comfortable, and that is why I had a 100% woman hotel.
I think I want to share one experience where, in fact, I actually went away from the seat. In the nature of my work, sometimes we have a lot of hostings to do, dining with different groups of people, right? I found it to be acceptance culture. Yes, I go to all these dinners, I mingle, we chat, and the chat could be a mix, right, of business. Of course, sometimes, getting to know, small talk lah, basically. But oftentimes, I find that these conversations, they tend to skew a little bit into very chauvinistic conversations, sometimes accidentally derogatory for that matter. And this usually happens when the room is mainly dominated by men. So I'm not saying that they purposely, intentionally do this, but well, that's the setting, that's the environment, right? And I guess people tend to forget themselves and derail from the right conversation. So in the past, I would just sit and accept, but then I came to a point, right, where I told myself, why do I need to put myself through this? If I'm not enjoying the moment, I think I have the right to excuse myself, because my time is valuable. Whether I want to go back and watch Netflix, whether I want to go back and have a nap, it doesn't matter. After business talk and small talk, I think I should have that ability to say, okay, thank you and goodbye, you can still continue, but I don't have to be there to sort of like be an additional audience, and I don't have to give an excuse. I don't have to make up like, oh my gosh, my auntie's funeral last day, I have to go and pray for her, or things that you make up just to try to escape the situation, right? Be brave enough, when you find that it's time to take a leave, when it's not bringing value to you anymore, to just be brave enough to say, okay, thank you, good night, and we'll see each other again. For me personally, I feel like it's not about always taking a seat at the table to show that you have achieved something, but sometimes taking a step back is equally as empowering.
There's nothing wrong with like being in a male-dominated industry, because I know a lot of really amazing photographers, amazing videographers, talented ones who are men. Again, nothing wrong, nothing wrong. It's really, really hard when you kind of have to find a way where you fit in that line of work. So I feel like a defining moment for me was when I realized I could be a provider too. Like, I can provide for myself, I can provide for my siblings, can provide for my family, and I'm not a man. But like, I feel like financial independence was really important for me to realize that I don't need to be a man to be in this industry, because they can make money, I also can make money ba? Hush, jangan kecam sa. Cancel ka, cut ka.
I feel that women do put a lot of pressure on themselves in terms of putting a lot on their plate. It could be the perception of the community, our cultural preference or perception about how women should be. I think that's changing over time. Women are doing more and more each day in order for them to be understood, to be more well accepted within the society. So there's no difference between a woman and a man. For example, having basic skills such as cooking. I always believe that men and women should know how to cook because it's a survival skill. And I always tell people that do not confuse basic skills over laziness.
Women are their own worst enemy for the most part, because women do not support women generally, especially not my group, but I notice it happens from very young age. Girls get jealous of other girls when they are successful, and because of jealousy, a lot of girls probably underperform, or they are shy to express their best potential, because they say that if I'm too shining, then I'll be targeted. I'm being high profile, then people will talk about me. So I think that's one secret, open secret that we all know. But I'm blessed that I'm not worrying about that now at this time, because I'm surrounded by people who love and actually cherish you, and they speak about you so positively in your absence. And those are the things that I'm so blessed about. Every woman should find their friends who are positive, who actually will speak about you positively even when you're not there, who cheers for your success.
It's community. I could be crying at 4 a.m. in the morning, girls can't cry. And I just know that somewhere out there in the world, another girl is probably crying about the same thing. So I feel like I'm not alone. Or it could be I'm celebrating a small win, like, yes, I didn't procrastinate. And somewhere around me, another girl is probably celebrating another milestone that she probably really wanted to achieve. So I feel like it's just knowing that you're never alone, knowing that you will always have your girls backing you up. Like you.
For me, I think celebrating Women's Day is actually just celebrating how different and unique we are in our own way. And of course, it's an opportunity for us as a group to touch on serious topics that need to be discussed, celebrate each other on certain areas that should be celebrated that in the day-to-day we don't. And also just recognizing a lot of our efforts that we put in day-to-day that, again, are not recognized.
It's basically a sign of celebration and a moment of reflection. I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for other women before us that we would be having this conversation about International Women's Day.
We feel equal, like in your company as well. In fact, they sayang, they respect, and I find that Sabah men are very gentlemen, honestly. This is my fair comment, and because I grew up in my family, my brothers are all perfect gentlemen, every one of them, yeah, including the one who passed on last year. I respect them a lot. My mom was very strong, but my father was a perfect gentleman. He never made my mom feel that less of herself, and my mom equally never made my dad felt that he was not a man, even if she was very strong. So I think that, it's gentlemen, really. Sometimes, maybe there are cases of men really bullying women. Of course, this is normal. Women could do the same to men. Yeah? So it is not a gender thing anymore. It is all about individual. Build yourself strong, be good, and you will be respected. Doesn't matter if you are a man or woman, correct? Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.